How you doing, guys? This is Eric from RuleTheWasteland.com. When it comes to preparing, for whether that be for shit hit the fan, economic collapse, or even minor situations like weather things or job loss or anything like that, you want to focus on stuff that fulfills multiple requirements and doesn't just serve one purpose, it can hopefully serve multiple purposes, lasts a long time, is useful, and it has good value for the money that you have to put into it. And so one of those things when it comes to food and other related purposes would be honey. This is one of the best things that you can store for any sort of disaster preparedness type situation for a couple reasons. One, the caloric density is really high, so you can store a lot of calories per unit of space and per unit of dollar. It's not that expensive. It's not cheap, but the amount of calories you get out of a thing of honey is pretty high compared to something else. Number two, it stores practically indefinitely. They've found honey in Egyptian tombs that is apparently still edible because it will solidify. It'll turn into kind of like a big rock of like candy-like substance, but if you need to use it, you can just warm it up over fire or anything else and it'll melt back down, and then you can use it just like you would right out of the container from the store. Another thing is it can be used for actual first aid type applications. That little foam that you see bubbling up at the top sometimes, I'm not sure if you can see it in here, at the top of honey is actually hydrogen peroxide. So if you spread honey on a wound, burn, things like that, it can actually disinfect and help with the healing process. Another one is that if you get local honey, like this one here even has some of the comb in it, you can kind of inoculate yourself against the different pollens and allergens from plants that may be in the area and sort of protect yourself that way so you don't have as severe allergic reactions to pollen and things like that. So it can really help with just your natural immune system type response. And it's just an overall great way to enhance otherwise bland foods like oatmeal or something that stores really well. Putting a little bit of honey in it is just a great way to make that a lot more palatable and a lot more tasty. So you have something that'll last basically forever and can serve multiple purposes, so it makes it a great thing to store for any sort of shit hit the fan, economic collapse, or any sort of disaster preparation. And it's something that you can use throughout your normal life as well, whether it's in your oatmeal, it's in your coffee, just sweetening things, whatever you want. Now there are I would recommend getting the pure honey if you can get it. All natural, pure. This one is local. This one says genuine, natural, pure honey. And the reason for that is because what they do a lot of times nowadays is they'll have the beehive and they'll set it up so that they basically are force feeding the bees corn syrup. Now they're not like literally shoving it into their mouths, but they have a source of this corn syrup nearby that the bees can get to really easily, so they ingest that and turn that into honey instead of going out and getting the natural pollens and everything from in the area. So while it is still technically honey because they are ingesting this stuff and then puking it back out like they do to make all the rest of the honey, it's not quite the same, and it's best if you can get the all-natural stuff. So that's what I recommend. I know I've talked about honey in the past, just wanted to make this video to remind everyone who may not have seen any of that, or people who are new to my channel, that is a great thing to store for any sort of disaster preparation. Relatively inexpensive, doesn't take a lot of space, lasts a long time, multiple uses. Go check it out. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.